This is a Sticks and Stones special report coming to you post Knitpocalypse. Today on Sticks and Stones, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Stockinette Zombies retreat I went on last weekend called the Zombie Knitpocalypse. I'd like to share with you a little bit of the things that we did and a little bit of the things that I got. So hi, it's just me today. Sue's on vacation, and since I went to the Stockinette Zombies retreat last weekend in beautiful Rochester, Minnesota, I thought I would take a little while and just tell you guys about it. So it's going to be a little weird, me being here by myself, but I guess I can talk to myself pretty well, so here we go. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you, a big, huge thank you to Megan and Amy of the Stockinette Zombies for organizing and hosting such a wonderful experience. This was my very first retreat. I'd never been to one before, and I tell you, the number of people that were there was just enough for us to be able to really talk to everybody, get to know a lot of people, and to get to do some real fun classes without being completely overwhelmed. It was affordable. It was a really nice location. I hadn't flown in about 10 years, so it was a little scary to get out there, and I wasn't sure with the way that the airlines were acting on Thursday if I was going to get out there for a little while. But from the second I stepped off the plane into the airport to the minute I left, I had wonderful people to talk to. I had, nothing but good experiences. Everybody was so generous, was so friendly, was so welcoming. And it was fantastic to get to see all of the knitwear in person, to be able to see what different people were working on and interpretations of the projects. If you haven't been to a retreat, I would highly, highly recommend going, even if it's just for a short while, like this was just a 3-day thing. But I hope that it happens again next year. And I just want to say hello to all the people that I met, and hopefully some of you are joining me today, and we can continue the conversation. So the zombies put together not only the visiting time, but there was a lot of classes that they put together, and a lot of the teachers, all the teachers actually, were completely on a volunteer basis. So people really put their hearts out and worked to come up with some really fun things for us to learn about. So I went to a couple of classes, one on a new kind of heel, which I thought was really neat. It's called the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and it will be available as a pattern on Ravelry really soon if it's not already. It was a very unique way of putting together a heel, so I would highly go check that out. And then I went to a class with tips and tricks. And it's just really fun. We try to share a lot of tips and tricks here, but it's always nice to hear another person's perspective. And the woman who taught the class is a very precise knitter. She really does a wonderful job with her projects, and so it was really good to hear how she gets those clean edges and perfect lines. And thank you, Sally from Idaho, for teaching me some new things. It was really nice to be able to get to hear your perspective on knitting. So those were the two classes I went to, and there were lots more, but I spent most of my time either on the yarn crawl and getting to see some more of Minnesota, or just kind of visiting and knitting. So I unfortunately got there late on Thursday night, so I missed a whole lot of the classes that were offered on Thursday. But let me show you, I'll jump right into the enabling. So the first store we went to was called Knitter's Palette, and I believe it was in St. Paul. I'm not sure, I kind of got lost when we were on the bus, wasn't paying attention to direction, but it was a really neat little store. It was in a plaza, and I guess I would have thought that a plaza shop would have been small, but they had a lot of neat things in there. They really had a nice selection of yarns. They had some beautiful accessories. They had spinning wheels and a lot of roving, which I don't get to see in person very often, so that was really nice. And at that shop I did pick up some beautiful merino roving. Check this out. It's going to be kind of hard to see all the light variations in color, but it's a light blue with pink and yellow, and it's beautiful. I picked up 4 ounces of this. to spin up. I don't know what it's going to be at. I don't know what any of these things are going to be at, but it's nice to have options, right? It's nice to have options. So I got this there, and I picked up some Firefly. I have 2 other balls of Firefly that I got a while back and just never had anything to do with them. So I got a contrasting color. I have this one gray now and the 2 green, which is my color of the year, of course. So I'll be able to make something fun out of these 3. So that's what I got at the first shop. And they were really welcoming. They had some nice cookies for us and just very friendly, very open to suggestion, or not to suggest things to us. And to help us out any way we needed. So that was the first shop. And the second shop we went to was called Steve & B's. Now this was a much different place. It was right in a downtown neighborhood, and it was kind of a garage band meets craft store kind of situation. There was a lot of things to look at, a lot of art yarns, a lot of very unique items from around the world. He has a lot of his own colors of yarn. He had his own blend of coffee. He had a lot of things very specifically made for the shop. So that was really cool to go to a place where you know you can't get these things anywhere else. The coffee was perfect. It was wonderful. It was just what was needed after a bus ride. So I thank you guys for the hospitality and for just the interesting stuff that we were able to take a look at. And at that shop I picked up a nice braid of Cloud Lover fibers. I've never tried Cloud Lover before, but I've seen a whole lot of people talk about it. This is merino. It's hand painted and it looks like a peacock. And yeah, you know how I've been very into these things lately. So those are the colors I got of the Cloud Lover fiber. And then I also picked up, this is a skein of, actually it's his color. It's called Urban Camo. And it's blue and gray and brown and a dark gray, and it's really pretty neat. I'm not sure if it's striping or variegated, but in any case that'll be really fun to make something out of. The designer is Wild Hair Fiber Studios, so I picked up one of those. Never seen them before. And then I also got, while I was there, what else did I get while I was there? No, I thought oh, this is what I got. I knew there was something else unique. This is a button. It's a crazy beady button. And this button, I'm pretty sure, is going to be a ring. I have to figure out how to do it yet. I tried putting together some elastic thread real quick, but it was too heavy and floppy. So this is going to be a ring. And I will have to show you guys how I figure it out once I do. So this was a really cool find. This big button. Alright, so after Steve & B's, we went to a place called Lila and Claudine's, and this was like a gift shop slash yarn shop, and everything had a nook. Everywhere there was a little bit of something interesting. In the chimney stones, on top of a table, onto a wall, there were nooks and crannies and stuff just all over the place. It was really fun. It was kind of a Victorian feel to the store, just kind of lacy and pretty and fun. And they were really generous there as well. They gave all of us, as we left, a whole skein of yarn, and this is the Barocco origami, and a pattern to make something with it. So this will be really fun to play with. I've not tried the origami before, so this will be neat. So I thank them for their generosity. That was really nice. And I also picked up there, actually not a whole lot, I got some buttons for my kids and a couple little rings. Just some small trinkets to bring back with me to let them know I was thinking about them. I almost bought a bottle of Poo-Pourri, but I kind of figured that was a bit much. So that was Lila and Claudine's. That was really neat. And then the last place we went to was about a half an hour away. It was called Darn Knit Anyway. And it was really cute. It was in this primitive, old, renovated barn, I guess. It was a brick barn, right in this little quaint town that reminded me an awful lot of being back in New England. It was really kind of cool. It was 2 stories of fiber and yarn and just little goody things. So there I got this one little skein of yarn, this one 600 yard skein of yarn. It is by Heido Designs, and it is a BFL silk blend fingering weight, and it's very neutral. It's got mostly this golden taupey color, which as you see matches my room lovely, but it's got flecks of red and gray and a little bit of purple, and it's really pretty. It'll be a fun thing to make, and it's got a lot of yardage, so that was really nice to get that. And I also picked up a bunch of little charms to either make necklaces or something out of, or perhaps some stitch markers, just some little bird charms and a robot. So that was kind of fun to bring some of those things home. So the second day I went to a couple of classes, and then the vendors market was open, and there were a lot of independent business people who brought their wares to sell at the market, and I will put up a link to who all of them are. But two of them were very, very, very nice and offered up prizes for us, just out of the blue. Didn't expect it, didn't ask for it, so I just wanted to say thanks to them. I will put up a thread in the group with the prizes and a question to answer so that you guys can join in on the giveaway. And I also will put something up in the show notes so that you guys can answer there in the comments if you so choose. But I wanted to show you what was offered. First, Kitchen Counter Crafter, also known as Java Jenny, gave me this double shot bag. It is huge. It is, well, not humongous, but it's very good size. It'll probably fit, I don't know, 2 to 4 balls of yarn. It's got a nice opening, it's got a snap, and it's got a wrist strap so you can hang it off your wrist as you walk. Just a really nice little bag. So this is up for a prize donation, and I'll be giving this away to one of you lucky listeners, watchers. So thank you, Java Jenny, for this. And the other prize that I was given is from Spartacus Yarns. Spartacus Dyes, my apologies. Spartacus Dyes. This is the Colin Firth colorway of her yarn. It is a superwash BFL and baby alpaca. Pardon me. Colin Firth Aran is the name of the yarn. The color is Where Bluebirds Fly. It's from the Wizard of Oz series, and that makes much more sense. So it's an Aran weight, 183 yards of superwash BFL and baby alpaca. So this will be another up for grabs prize that was so generously donated by Spartacus Dyes. So Mary Gail, thank you so much for this. And you guys go and watch the prize threads so that we can give these beautiful babies away. Lovely, soft, squishy, love it, love it, love it. Generous knitters abound, let me tell you. Like I said, I've never met people like this before, and I guess I've heard it on other podcasts and from other people just talking about their experiences at retreats before, but having never been, I really didn't know what to expect. And all I can say is that it was great. It was wonderful. I will be doing it again. So, I worked a whole lot. I'll show you what I did while I was there. I worked a whole lot on my crazy stripey sock, my gradient sock. And this is the second one. The heel's done. This is what I got done on the airplane on the way home. I am probably halfway to the toe, and I would have a full pair, but apparently I have left one somewhere in Minnesota. So one sock is gone, but I do have plenty of yarn left in here to make another one, which would be very, very cool. A little extra work, but it's all right. Not a big deal. One of the cool items I wanted to show you guys from the vendors, that's kind of my other project of the retreat, was made from these silk hankies. I picked these up at the vendors market, and I can't remember the name of the vendor off the top of my head, but I will certainly link to it. And it's just this really neat bunch of silk hankies that's dyed grayish silver with these blue streaks. Now what I did was I would knit with it. I peeled off a piece and split it in the center and pulled it out, drafted it into a long fiber, and here's what came of it. So far I have this really interesting little stockinette swatch that is to become a bracelet cuff made from the silk. It's really neat. It is almost like a silk noil that you might find in a fabric. It's got some little nubs in it because I obviously was not able to draft it perfectly. There's a little tiny bit there, you can see what's left. But this is one of the neatest things that I've ever tried. And I really want to thank this vendor for the opportunity to play with something as neat as this while I was there. So I'll be finishing this up with some beads, and you'll see the finished product pretty soon. But that was really cool. If you have a chance to play with them, silk hankies, please do. So one of the most affirming things that I think I've ever had happen to me was going in there the first day and having Jazzy J Stitches, one of the other retreat goers, come running up screaming, "Shrinky Dinks! Shrinky Dinks! Number 6 plastic!" And she had made little tiny cow stitch markers out of number 6 plastic after watching one of our episodes. And can I just tell you, that made my night, knowing that somebody's enjoying the show and trying the projects, and it was just amazing. So thank you, Jazzy J Stitches, for that. You've totally made this podcast worthwhile for me. So that's what she made for all of us. It was really, really cool. And a couple other quick thank yous. I do want to say thanks to Sally from Idaho for sharing her needles, the ones she didn't want anymore. This was really, really cool. And some beautiful homemade cards that she gave us all. And then Sparky Spud had made me some beautiful dishcloths that were on my bed when we got there. She was my fabulous roommate, and though we didn't see each other a whole lot except during the sleeping hours, it was really nice getting to know her. And she also gave me some delicious smelling soap. And you know, just one of the other neat things is that Megan and Amy really, really went out of their way to make sure that everybody got something. Everybody got some kind of a prize, whether it was during a yarn swap or a mini skein swap or during the prize drawings. Every single person at that retreat got to take something home with them. And that is just, you know, a really hard thing to do and a really nice thing to do. So it was a really neat experience, and I'm not sure I can say a whole lot more about it. I showed you guys what I got, so just check out the prize threads on the board, answer the questions, and get involved. I would love to have you guys be able to experience some of the fun and the prizes that we were able to get, and just thanks to all the people who were there. I'm so happy to be able to call so many of you my real life friends now, and maybe next time some other of you viewers will be able to go as well. So again, special report from Sticks and Stones about the zombie knitpocalypse. I survived and I loved it. And we'll see you for a regular episode real soon. Thanks. Bye.